beautiful people. Today is January 31st, 2026. My name is Brian Brushwood. It's go time for office hours, and if you're here, welcome. If you're not here, you never heard this. Every single day I try to go live with office hours, and lately we've been doing a bit of a revisiting of the classics. Turns out that the YouTube algorithm is changing all the rules yet again. Who could believe such a thing? And so today we're revisiting all of the old-time classics. Oh, get out of here. Am I really talking to myself? Say what? Other me? Now I gotta track down which one is me. That's me right there. Shush. All right, guys, as we always do, we're going to start off with the full unbroken performance of Scam School, Episode 7, The Race. This one is I believe, the first time officially I'm meeting Mauricio Ballavanera, a straight-up, badass, great guy. Excellent dude. I missed him just now when he was in town for the live Dig Nation, and I want to fly out to the Bay Area and go see him. So that's what's going on. All right, here, let's take a look at Episode 7, The Race.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the show that can quit anytime it feels like it. Scam School, the only show dedicated to social engineering at the bar and on the street. I'm Brian Brushwood, and today we're going to do 2 for 1, 2 drinks for the low price of $0 through a little game called The Race. What's up, dude? I'm Brian. Mauricio, yeah. How's it going?
Good, man.
What do you like to do shooters of?
Any kind of bourbon.
You were a little bit fast on that response. Okay. Can we get some bourbon?
Like bourbon?
We need bourbon for Mauricio? Click. Well, hello. There we go. How much do you like bourbon? On a scale of 1 to awesome.
1 to awesome. It's pretty awesome.
It's like kangaroo, right?
Sure.
All right, so here's the game. We're gonna play a little race, all right? I'm a beer guy myself.
All right.
I'm pretty good at downing beer. In fact, I grabbed a couple of pints of Guinness here, some thick stuff. And the game is, I'm gonna bet I can down 2 of these pints of Guinness before you can down 2 shots of bourbon.
Okay. Painful, but okay.
I mean, would you take that bet?
I would take that bet.
$5, buy me a drink.
I would absolutely take that bet.
All right, well, I tell you what, whoever wins, the other person buys the round.
Okay.
Fair enough?
Fair enough.
Now we gotta have some ground rules.
Okay.
Because otherwise, neither of us can touch each other. Otherwise, it's a wrestling match, right?
Yeah. No, yeah.
And nobody can touch each other's glasses, because otherwise, same thing, you knock it over and you're screwed, right? One hand, because otherwise you're double fisting, right? And then that'll screw things up. No double fisting, so only one hand. So one hand behind the back. And I tell you what, I'm gonna ask for a little bit of a head start. I'm gonna start drinking my first beer. I'm gonna ask that you wait until my glass hits the bar to start your second shot.
Your first glass.
Yeah, my first glass. And I will not, and I promise, I will not grab the second one until the first one hits the bar. Fair enough?
Right, fair enough.
You're in?
I'm in.
All right. Here we go. I'm not as fast as I'd hoped. That's all right, hold on. What were the rules? It was one hand.
One hand.
Nobody can touch each other.
Right.
Nobody can touch each other's glasses.
Right.
And you start.
As soon as you put your glass down.
That's right.
Right.
Here you go. Oh, almost. The race really begins here in just a moment.
I'm ready.
You ready?
Let's go.
You got the eye of the tiger.
I'm ready.
And you can end with that guy.
You got me.
Fair and square? Thanks for the round, man. Appreciate it. You're fantastic.
That was awesome.
Now remember, part of what makes the race work is all the rules. If you give them to them all at once, they're going to smell a trap coming and they're going to say no way. But if you feed them like the salami technique, just one bit at a time, each rule innocent and pure, then before you know it, you've got the trap that guarantees you 2 free drinks. If you have any questions about this or any of the scams, write me directly at brian@revision3.com. If you have any success stories, or better yet, failure stories, make sure to share them at revision3.com/scam school. We love video clips as well. Until next time, I'm Brian Brushwood for Scam School. You guys take care.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. That end up. There's a couple of bits that I don't know, made me maybe wince by the pacing standards of how I would do stuff nowadays. But there was a lot there to like. First of all, you could tell Brian's a little bit
The bar and
green.
on the street. I'm Brian Brushwood.
Shush you. There we go. You can tell Brian's a little bit green as we go through this. The beats aren't entirely clear. You can tell Brian's feeling out. They say that in cross-examination in a court of law, the worst thing you do is ask a question that you don't already know the answer to. And so I'm genuinely asking, like, what would you bet? And it's like, Brian, don't do that. Know the answer in advance and be ready to shape that. And but of course, the only way to get that kind of rhythm and flow is with the experience of having done it a bazillion D times, which by now I've done it quite a few. Now, the important thing on this is remember the anchoring technique. There's a little bit of, depending on how you want to squint, this is something you see in the advertising world. It's also something you see in stage hypnosis. But the idea is simple. Start with a reasonable agreement that both parties agree to. Then add provisions, each one itty bitty. That's what I was talking about when I mentioned the salami technique. I thought it was hilarious that I was acting as though everyone would know what I was talking about. The idea is that you would never sit down and say, give me a 1 foot long slab of salami. But if you were to eat them just a piece at a time, suddenly that thing's going to be gone. But in this case, as a matter of fact, the short version of this actually exploded. It got a few million views, and the responses tend to be, what? This bullshit, just a bunch of rules. Because, of course, when you only have 1 minute, that's all you do is just rule, gotcha ending. Whereas in this case, we start with the anchoring, then we pull back with reasonable rule. Each one has a perfectly legitimate reason for being in there. And then actually, the beat that I thought played the best, this is the one part of it that works actually better in the longer form version, is how long. It's a bit of a surprise when Brian takes a very long time to drink the beer. And you can tell that this is the moment I'm relieved, and you can see me milking it there. I'm suddenly, my whole demeanor relaxes. And that moment there that he reaches forward and I get him on a technicality saying, you can't start yet. And then this is the great part. This is the moment. You can't, if you were to describe from the outside why Scam School is a success, you would remember the gotcha bets. But instead, it is entirely the authenticity of the micro expressions, the calculus that's being worked out in Mauricio's head right at this moment. He genuinely doesn't know where this is headed. He is not acting. And that is the important ingredient that was unfakeable and that at a core level, everybody could smell. And of course, as he's figuring it out, we're figuring it out at home.
You ready?
Let's go.
You got the eye of the tiger.
I'm ready.
And that's genuine recognition as well. All of those together are what conspire, because the performance, of course, it's not just the information. If you just wanted the information, you'd be reading books, but you ain't reading books. You're watching on your iPod video. Oh my God. Let me make a note. To do to me. I have to find my iPod video, and I have to find the episodes on Scam School, and we should watch them in that modality. We should watch them as God intended for them to be. Here, I'm going to send myself an email right now. And then that'd be great. To do to me. Oh, I got a question for you guys. You guys might be able to help me with something fairly urgent. As you guys know, I have been giving out my email, brian@schwood.com. Feel free to email me. However, recently, Gmail changed the rules, and they're not going to check that pop account anymore. Find that iPod video. There we go. And so as a result, I have to rethink all of my hosting demands. I went to the hosting company for schwood.com, the same company I've been with since 1998, 97, I think. Almost 30 years. I was overpaying for their services back then, and I'm still overpaying for it now, but I always did it because there would always be a human who would take care of the technical mumbo-jumbo BS that I didn't want to do. And in this case, they're all like, yeah, you should go find an email her hosting service. And I'm like, you're about to lose a client, my friend. So if any of you guys want to help me redo all of my, we're going to redo my website. We're going to redo all my emails and all that whatnot. But for now, you guys, if any of you guys know any of that stuff or want to make some money helping me, I don't know, maybe if any of you guys are in between jobs, the kind of person who's able to hang out with Brian during office hours and wants a gig, then hit me up at schwood@gmail.com. All right, let's go through your emails. What do we got here? Or your emails, your comments. First of all, Pow, pow, pow. Hello, Matt York. By the way, thank you for all of those fantastic shorts that have been going up to promote the Lucille Ball Tooth. Let's take a quick peek on how those are doing. If you guys haven't heard, today, at, oh, let me make sure I got this. Look at this. Hey, look at that. I got I'm getting even better. I'm getting even better with the layouts. We've got a premiere coming up. It's great. So it looks like YouTube is fallen out of love with this portable hotel lock tested. It dropped it down to 0 algorithmic promotion. And so I tried putting it up on the YouTube or on the Scam School channel because that's more of the oldies station. We can check in on that in just a moment. But in the meantime, this is the premiere, the content that you're going to want to watch. We actually caught muons in a fish tank. Go ahead and set a reminder. We're all going to watch this one live. It's really, really good. It's really, really good. It is. There's so much joy. Let me just pin that. There we go. This one had me laughing out loud at moments. You also get to see Penny Brushwood. Some of you guys know her as the little 6-year-old girl who was saying this that'll come up in 4 seconds. But but as an adult, she's pretty funny. She's pretty good. Still wicked smart, smarter than her old man. And Ryer, it's so great because now we've had enough experience in the story to know the character of Ryer. We're seeing the emerging character of Penny, and we're seeing more of Brant on screen. I think this one, you guys are really, really going to dig. Plus, how many of you guys knew what a muon is? I did not. But I specifically said we can catch muons in a fish tank because I know enough to know that muons is a fancy sciencey word, and combining that with fish tank would be surprising. So make sure to be there for that. And then let's look at the agenda. What all did I have here? Okay, so we got the Mono Rogue premiere. Oh, let's talk about alternate backup titles. So I said, wait, you can actually catch muons in a fish tank. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to convey that this is a boots on the ground test, not a hypothetical. You're not going to get your blah, blah, blah. Science, man. Do science thing. This is three dipshits in a barn are going to be able to catch a muon in a tank. And I wanted to put a question mark there because it's not entirely clear that we did it. But I'll tell you what we could do is while you guys are watching the premiere, we can have kind of a contest for the A, B, and C title that I'll run as soon as it finishes. But it's pretty good. Well, that's a good Stephen King reference there. G. James B. All right, let me keep on saying hello to everyone. Hello, Hawk Warley. Hello, Judith. Hello, Banterat. Hello, Nicholas George. Hello, Cliff Horn. Hello, Dylan Theus. Hello, Not Scary Steve. Hello, G. James B. Hello, oh yeah, it's Adam. Hello, Kuro Mitariku. I'm gonna get it nice and easy. Yeah, the show that can quit anytime it wants. Like the office hour stream last weekend. Oh, I see what you did there. I say to you, good day, sir. Good day. In fact, hold on. There are little bits of detritus that have run around in my head for far too long. That need to go in your head too. There we go. Our whole family saw this once and it's been in our head ever since.
When does he get it?
This is going to live in your head now too.
Why not?
Because he broke the rules.
What rules? We didn't see any rules, did we, Charlie?
Wrong, sir, wrong. Wrong, sir, wrong. Wrong, sir, wrong. Wrong, sir, wrong. You lose a contract signed by him. You get washed. You get sterilized. You get nothing. Good day. You lose. Wrong, sir, wrong. I said wrong, sir, wrong. You get wrong, sir, wrong. I said wrong, sir, wrong. You lose. Black and white, all there. Black and white, all there. Black and white, all there. Clear as crystal. You lose. Good day, nothing. You lose. Get good day, nothing. You lose. Get good day, nothing. You lose. Get good day, nothing. You lose. You get nothing. You get nothing. You get nothing. Clear as crystal. You lose. Black and white, all there. Black and white, all there. Black and white, all there. Clear as crystal. You lose. Fax mentis incendium gloria culpa memo bis punitor della casa etc. You're a swindler. Wrong, sir. Wrong. You're a cheat. Wrong, sir. Wrong. You're a swindler. Wrong, sir. Wrong. And you're a monster. Good day, nothing. You lose. Get 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 37 beat of a full static copy. 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 You stole nothing. You what? You stole nothing. You what? You stole nothing. You what? Chocolate? Wrong. You lose. Black and white, all there. Black and white, all there. Black and white, all there. Black and white, all there.
Mr. Ruka?
I said,
Mr. Walker?
I said,
Mr. Ruka?
I said, I said, I said,
Mr. Ruka? Mr. Ruka?
I said, I said,
Mr. Ruka?
I said, good day.
So my kid right now will continue to say 37B with a photostatic copy, 37B with the photostatic copy, the whole thing. Yeah, moderogueshow@gmail.com. That one's a safe one, I think. Hey man, Eserv, good to see you. Opening theme music dropout. Maybe levels are too high. Oh, did I fix it? I'm reading old. Yeah, that was Mauricio who was late for the memory test episode. That's hilarious. Harry the Hat from Cheers. Yeah, Cliff Horn. That's exactly what I've always been doing, except for I was hiding it at the time because it was too close. You're right. Now my influences are 2 generations removed. So out there, I assume there's somebody out there who secretly is hoping that, oh my God, I hope they don't figure out I'm just doing low budget rip-off Brian Brushwood. And of course, because I know I'm just doing low budget rip-off Harry Anderson, that if I ever see this person's act, hopefully I'll not even recognize my own work. That's what happened to The Amazing Jonathan. The Amazing Jonathan perceived that he was ripping off Harry Anderson, and then Harry Anderson saw his show, and he was like, oh my God, oh no, he's gonna know, he's gonna know. Harry Anderson walked up and said, fantastic show, good job, good job. All right, so yeah, I'd love to come to Blackpool. Harry was great, such a great trick. Classic, the salami technique. Yeah, I explained that one. I forgot how short the old episodes were. Yeah, eServe. Also, this is before I had developed that all-important C block. The C block, and some of you guys have heard me talk about this before, but before Scam School, if there's one contribution to the art that I actually gave, before Scam School, all lessons in magic were, here's a trick, here's the method, the end. And then what Scam School was at the phase that we're watching right now is, here's the trick, please sit through this ad, here's the method, the end. And then eventually they handed me a second ad and I didn't know what to do. And so I wasn't gonna just do 2 ads together, because that would be 2 minutes of trick. Whoops, that would be 2 minutes of trick and then 2 minutes of method and 4 minutes of ads in the middle. So we couldn't do that. So I developed what I called the C block. Here's the trick, ad. Here's the method, ad. And this originally seemed to be just filler, just rehash whatever. We got to do 2 more minutes. It ended up being the big prize. It ended up being the most important thing to contribute to the art, because that moment was the moment that I would start to say, great, we learned how to do it. Now you do it. And then everybody there, this was partly, it was a response to magicians, because I didn't like them accusing me of exposure. And very clearly, the difference between teaching and exposure is one thing. When the lesson is over, can you do the trick? If you have done the trick, then clearly it was a lesson and not exposure. If you can't do the trick and you just scratch the itch of curiosity, then you could make it a case that that was just exposure. So it was important to me to show people at the bar actually doing the tricks. But the big prize was the fact that the moment I would hand somebody cards, maybe the trick was, remember that it has to go red, black, red, black, red, black, or whatever, right? Maybe they're a neurosurgeon in the real world, but right there in that moment, it's very clear they had never even considered how to handle cards. So they're like, pick one. And it's like, oh, sweetie, you don't even know how to spread the cards. Okay, look, this is mechanics grip, and we're going to spread them from one hand to another like a conveyor belt. That way, look at all those indices that we're able to see all at once. Now, this does 2 things. First of all, it actually puts boots on the ground learning, because there's all the hypothetical knowledge, and then there's that moment you actually start engaging in the deceptive role play. But for everybody at home, these people would make the exact same mistakes that they would have made at home, so the lesson actually stuck. So yes, right now we're in the part where the episodes are very, very short, but they're about to get longer, and we're going to get to see in real time, as I figured out that very important evolution of things. All right, here we go. Pacing schmacing. It hits all the beats with the tension and the building and the payoff. It heads off to order 2 feet of salami. That's great. Did I split the Guinness? Yeah. The balance on the head. Yeah, that one comes later. Let's see. God intended for me to watch these on my Zune HD. Dude, oh yeah, it's Adam. If you have your Zune HD, if you can get these playing on it and get video of it, we will absolutely watch an entire episode on your Zune HD as God intended. That'd be great. All right. A muons is, yes, it is. Indeed, it is a subatomic particle. It's a fundamental particle in the standard model of particle physics. And that's all I know. That's correct. That's correct. That's great. And yes, indeed, Penny is a published author now, although she's doing some other important work. I didn't think you could catch them in that small a container. Don't they use massive pools for that? Yes, that is correct, local admin. That's also part of the incongruency that I was hoping to tap into on the title on that, because I was astonished. I'm like, we're gonna do what? And spoiler alert, it works, and it was a fun journey to get there. M-U-O-N, that spells muon. Let's see. Yep. Thank you. Oh, yeah, it's Adam. Yeah, man. Oh, you can tell. This is interesting. So this part here, look at the view on this. The part that slaps is this opening, but look at how much people go back to this. And I think it's purely because of the incongruency. It's a puzzle. This is where people are like, wait, what just happened? Because I think he says, you've won. The chocolate? No, you lose. Here, let's see. Oh, no. Wow, that's a surprise. That's crazy. The highest retention is this part. I guess that's the hook. That's the important part. There's a great book by why am I blank? Oh, Rick Rubin. Rick Rubin is a super producer behind a billion albums that you've heard of, and he wrote a book about his process, but basically he calls himself not a producer, but a reducer. He figures out what's that one moment. Great. Get rid of everything that's not that moment. And for me, if there's any gift I brought to it, it's that authenticity. It's that hunt for that unfakeable surprise. And we saw it on Mauricio's face on this one. Kuro Meteriku, is that real? I want to believe that's real. But I think that's a pun or a dad joke. We'll see. Now we passed the curse on. Yeah, if you're looking for that video, it's seriously serious. If you just look Willy Wonka, You Get Nothing remix, you'll find it. Che, you walked in at just the right time. You got to catch an earworm that's going to be stuck in your head for a long, long time. Oh, that's great. On LinkedIn, of course. That's got to be fun for anybody on LinkedIn. On the one hand, what is this, watching silly videos here at the office? On the other hand, coming in on a Saturday. I like the initiative, Brushwood. Keep it going. Hey, the Gamer Emmy. Good to see you. They can't really show you how to do this trick. Yep, gets you all the important stuff by the 10-minute mark. The Gamer and Me. Yeah. Boy, I really look forward to. I want to play Portal 2 with my youngest. She's 13, so she's at that right age. I got to think of all the things that I want to experience one last time. That's the beauty of having 3 girls. Is that means I got to do 3 full laps of Avatar: The Last Airbender, 3 full laps of The Legend of Korra, 3 full laps of so many favorite video games. There was a great moment during COVID when Josie was like, Dad, show me good movies from when you were young. All the good movies I should watch. And we basically had a class. It was amazing. We did, it's like, okay, we're going to watch Jaws. We're going to watch Poltergeist. We're going to watch this one, that one, the other one. It's awesome. Speaking of which, holy cow, guys. Holy moly free holy. Y'all need to get Wonder Man into your life. Wonder Man is great. I'm not going to play the trailer because I'm worried that it'll get content flagged. But it's a delight. It's a delight. I've only watched the first episode. I'm sure at some point it'll turn into a superhero show. But for right now, it's beautiful. just the way it is. Ben Kingsley is great. For reals? That's a real thing? Kuro Metariku, that's amazing. That's so great. Yeah, the Gamer ME, I think you're really going to like it. Oh, the Gamer Main. Yeah, I get it now. I get it. Okay, let's check the agenda, guys. I've got a busy day because, among other things, today is one Bonnie Brushwood's birthday. So if you guys do any of the Instagrams, throw her some hooray birthdays. As of today, she is 52 and I am 51, which means I am not playing with a full deck, and she holds all the cards. So for the next year, that'll be our dynamic. There we go. Happy Bonnie Day, birth. Okay, so... Oh, yes. Excellent. Okay, so we covered the race. Not a lot to say on that one. We talked about the Modern Rogue premiere coming up. We know that as we watch it at 12:15, we're going to do titles. Let's talk about this live workshop. Everybody, get ready to go to... I got details. The following message is for everybody. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Here, I'll show you guys something real quick. So take a look at this. Get out of here. So there's a new version of vMix. Oh, stop that. There's a new version of vMix that looks like it's going to speed up a bunch of things. So hopefully if you guys are ever catching dropped frames, make sure to let me know. But look at this. These guys right here, they used to just be 1, 2, 3, 4. Now they go 1 through 8. Those are overlays so that as I turn them on, now I can get more creative with various things on things on things. Oh, yeah, there we go. And then it's also added stingers and also slow motion replays. Yes, I'm going to do it because it needs to be learned. Something will happen, and I'm going to be able to hit a button. We're going to be able to go back in time and watch it again. It'll be great. Okay, so meanwhile, let's talk about this live workshop. Oh, first I have to... Oh, this is hilarious. This camera I have set on face recognition, auto tracking, and it thinks that... There you go. It thinks that that's the face to track. That's hilarious. So let me zoom it back and disabuse it of that notion. Zip, 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 zip. Wish this went a little bit faster. There we go. Hey, there it is. Okay, so Perry Carpenter and I, if you guys go to scampocalypse.com, scampocalypse.com, that's what you're going to do. When you go there, scampocalypse.com. In fact, here we'll do this. When you go to scampocalypse.com, it's going to take you to this page right here that talks about an exclusive one-day workshop for scams and stuff. I'm going to explain it to you, but we shot a video. So this is what we're going to do instead. You can watch a chopped video of me and Perry talking about what to expect from this thing. There we go. It's more recursion. It's Brian on Brian action. Here we go. Take a look at this. Howdy, folks. I'm Brian Brushwood. We have tickets that are actually selling for this Scampocalypse events. It's going to be amazing. Perry, how do we explain what we're up to in Clearwater, Florida on March 2nd?
The goal here is to give a workshop experience about deception and deepfakes that only you and I could do together, that's totally unique, totally different than anything at another conference. So tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so you and I approach things differently from most security awareness training professionals. You're not going to get a lot of top-down, hypothetical, this is what bad guys might do. You and I both have a background in the deceptive arts, and we are all about giving the actual tools of deceivers. We both strongly believe that the only way to see a scam coming a mile away is to have notes for them as they approach. You need to recognize the rhythms of the hook, the setup, the drawing in. It's a bit like salsa dancing, I'm told, if I knew anything about salsa dancing.
And also the emotion, right? Because that is the real hook. It's that emotional context. It's the ticking time clock going backwards saying, you need to do this now or else. Or you need to do this for me because I sit above you in a hierarchy of some sort. It's really playing with those things from an attacker's perspective so that we can prepare others that we care about who are going to be on the receiving end of that all the time.
So the event is called The Mark and the Mask. It's on March 2nd. It's next to the convention, the conference, but it's not technically part of it. So you don't need to have the full badge. You could come just for the one day. It's going to be a 6-hour block of all of our best stuff. I've got award-winning keynotes. You've got award-winning keynotes. There's going to be interactive experiments. You will be deceived, and you will learn how to be the deceiver. At the very least, you're going to learn how some awesome magic tricks are going to be done, and you're going to be an up-to-the-minute expert in not just recognizing deepfakes, but am I right about this? Crafting them?
People like to talk about deception. They like to talk about technology and deception, or even magic and deception, from a very theoretical perspective. But we're going to be all about putting you in the mix and making you get your reps in, trying things out on yourself, on each other, on maybe even family members that are unsuspecting. We're going to put you in the thick of it so that by the end of it, you'll have lived it rather than just learned about it.
Oh, I love it. Lived it. You won't be hypothesizing how the bad guys could get you. You'll be remembering how you got your loved ones. So it's like pro-social scamming is what we're teaching.
I love the fact that you mentioned that we're going to throw in magic tricks, because for me, I'm all about the kind of bringing all these different threads together about how we are fooled and how our minds, how our lifestyles and everything about us is just made for deception, made to deceive others and made to be deceived. And so we're going to kind of pivot around all these different ways that happens and literally put it in your hands so that you can make it happen.
I can't overstate how different it is to have played the game, not to understand it in a theoretical way, but at a deeply intuitive gut level way. I think it's going to be a very, very powerful day.
And again, unlike anything you'll get anywhere else.
So that's coming up on March 2nd. The tickets are, $300 for the day. That's a 6-hour workshop. It will probably go a little bit long. We're already talking about how are we going to pack all the value in there. People should come with their laptops, and you'll probably have to sign up for a couple of free trials.
Yeah, I would say with that, just in case a free trial doesn't get you where you need to go, be ready to spend about $50 just to do different trials. If you've got that mindset already, that anchor point, you'll be happy with what you're able to achieve. I know that the folks at Convene sent us a 15% off coupon. So if you've not yet signed off for Convene, then you'll be able to get a little bit off of your price for that.
All right, tickets are live right now. Head on over to scampocalypse.com. That'll forward you to the extremely dubious sounding scamstuff.com. That's gear for the modern rogue. I am aware that it's hard to buy things from Scam Stuff, but as I'm fond of saying, the only way you get to call your business Scam Stuff is by being impeccably honest.
Very true.
All right, man. Well, I guess I'll see you in a few days.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Look at that. So that was all shot. That was all shot just like we did it. We did exactly one take. I said, Perry, I feel like perfect is the enemy of good, and we just need to get this out and done. So we did exactly one take. I think we recorded 4 minutes and 50 seconds. He edited it down to 3 minutes and 50 seconds, I think, and it put it in there. It's a little bit clearly chopped and thrown together, but that's the bulk of it. If you have seen my Scam Your Way into Anything lecture, if you have seen Scam Sasquatch and the Supernatural, that is the pool of excellent keynote, award-winning keynote material that I'm working with. On top of that, you guys, the hardcores sticking around here, you guys have been here to watch us all together become a cutting-edge deep fake, in terms of knowledge. In one day, you're going to know everything I know about deepfakes, and more importantly, you're going to know everything Perry Carpenter knows about deepfakes. And so that is all in one-day workshop in Clearwater, Florida. It's going to be about, now spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Okay, this is why, I don't know if you know this, but a lot of trainings are kind of boring. Shh. What if Brian just did a 6-hour show that was very entertaining, a show in which you learned how to deceive others. You would be fooled by magic. You would learn how to do that magic trick. You would perform it on others, and you would go home armed, having made deepfakes of other people and being aware of the current meta, the state of the art in security awareness training, the human-on-human violence. As you guys know, real quick, just in case, somebody somewhere ain't seen my favorite chart, so I got to show it again. This study, basically, as tightly as I could put it, the bad guys have robots working for them now. And now you can't recognize any of the old artifacts of deception, whether it's accents, whether it's lag, whether it's the fidelity of their face or whatever. Real-time deepfake frauds are possible at the state level, and it's coming to the locally grown folk level right now. The only way to be ahead of it, everyone else, forgive me, everybody else is doing it wrong. Everybody else is doing it wrong because they're doing it in a way that scales. You know what scales? Traditional defensive driving teaching. Watch a video, take a quiz. If you fail the test, your punishment is watch a video, take a quiz. I am staking my flag on that. Everybody's going to do that until they figure out it doesn't work. It's going to be 2 to 3 years when the panic sets in. When this hockey stick, news story after news story after news story, it'll all be the same story in advance. I'm going to tell you right now in advance. It's going to boil down to a human clicked on a thing they're not supposed to click. It is hard to train humans. I understand why businesses as entities don't want to bother to do that. And truthfully, for most people, just watching videos and taking quizzes is enough for about 80%. But that bottom 20%, they need something more high touch. They need something that is going to excite them and deeply resonate inside of them so that later, when somebody tries to scam them, they're going to recognize this feels too much like the magic trick I learned how to do at that workshop that time. This is going to be a blast. I recommend, if you guys are anywhere near Florida or if you're in the IT business, talk to your boss. Talk to your boss and say, there's a one-day workshop. I want to go do it. Now, if you really want to go for broke, then you can also go ahead and go to the Convene conference. That's going to be 2 days of grown-ups doing it. This is Brian and Perry add a third day of hands-on stuff. It's going to be more fun. It's going to be more big picture galaxy brain stuff, but it's going to be more impactful in the long run. So you can get tickets right now at scampocalypse.com. If you have any questions, hit me up, modernrogueshow@gmail.com. And of course, thank you to everybody who supports us at patreon.com/modernrogue. I think you guys probably want to jump in now to start getting your name in them credits. It's going to be great. AI malware has been found in the wild, G. James B says. On top of that, we've got an entire social network for robots by robots. The rules are changing, and we are very privileged by the fact that I live a lifestyle that has allowed me to spend the last 18 months just looking and watching and researching for where the trends are headed and getting to that bleeding edge of it. And now we're at the beginning of taking this show on the road. So be there for the first one. Scampocalypse, the Mark and the Mask. If you don't trust Brian and his expertise, you could definitely trust Brian plus Perry's expertise for a 6-hour all-day workshop. It's going to be amazing. Okay, so that is live workshop details. I was thinking about doing this live on the air, but I don't think I'm gonna. I got to solve some problems with this board that I have here. This guy, there we go. this guy gets brittle and has locked up multiple times. So I'm going to swap out the board and see if that fixes things. We'll see whether or not that gets us anywhere. I'm not going to do that live on the air. If I had more time and it wasn't Bonnie's birthday, I would, but I have to do Bonnie birthday stuff. Let's see. Okay, so anyway, Brian's swapping out sound. Just know that things will get a little bit jittery. New VMix tricks, we talked about those. For anybody who's got a ballyhoo, this weekend, I promise, the roustabouts are about to get 9.5 hours of Matt's excellently edited Josie Saga as one file. Matt, in fact, I was going to do it myself. I was going to re-render the 40 gigabyte package as a 30 or 29 gigabyte. I was going to just set it to that bit rate. I don't know. I guess you've got it as a 20 though, don't you? I was going to set it for maximum quality, but to be just under the threshold of what it takes for that. So we'll see. Yes, iWacko gets it. It's like everybody who's teaching to be technically right is going to point to artifacts. But if you play the game, you don't have to chase artifacts. That's too much what Daniel Kahneman called System 2 thinking. You need training at System 1 level where you're like, oh, yeah, I got it. No, of course. I just know it because I made it, because I did it. Okay, Hawk Worley. Nobody could tell her. There's going to be a story. How about that? That's all I'm going to say. I like the way you think, Hawk. And I might be wrapping up this stream specifically because I got to go pick up a present. Yeah, Callus Coder, I'm actually hoping that so here's a check-in on the meta of everything at Modern Rogue World headquarters. It used to be that all of Scam School, everything that we did with Scam School, we did, and it basically was break even, but I could make money by selling lockpicks and stuff on the store. But our whole demographic, our whole cohort is now in a different position. So now what I'm hoping is that a new blood can come in. Brian can stop being the upstart whiz kid, that feral scamming dog, and instead become the old grizzled Obi-Wan Kenobi to someone, hopefully Josie, but if not, someone else. Brian should be teaching at all times. And that's going to be the meta for Scam School. Really, the Scam School channel continues to feel a bit like an oldies station, but it's going to be great to continue to polish all of these up. There's a rich back catalog. Somebody complained in the comments, like, Brian, this ain't it, my guy. You're going to run out of episodes. Do you know when I'm going to run out of episodes of Scam School to go through? In 537 days. I'm pretty sure by then we could be revisiting, I don't know, these streams. But the point is, eventually what needs to pay the bills has to be something that involves Brian on stage or teaching people. And in this case, it is unreal to me that we happen to live in the timeline where a very real crisis is happening that quite literally I have a particular set of skills. Not only am I aware, not only am I the scams and cons guy, but robots are taking on social engineering scams. And I've got a lot of experience teaching people how to do them. So, am I taking applications? Yeah, sure. Hit me up. modernrogueshow@gmail.com. You've seen them all. Okay. Good job, Matt York. All right, gang. I'm going to wrap it on up. Oh, they changed the UI here. How cool. I'm going to call this a day. I'll see you guys at the premiere, 12:15. 12:15. And until then, I'll catch you guys later.